Hey folks, yes, it's me, Ghost Critic, back again for another week. A little later than usual, but I've been away this weekend, but that's by the by. So let's get on with quite a few comics we've got this week. Start with one that has been out for a long time now, and I kind of missed it, and it all got hyped up and everyone got very excited about it, and I heard good review after good review. And given that I was in London at the weekend, popped into Forbidden Planet and found a second print of it. And that was Non-Player #1. Now, given all the excitement and the hype and the great reviews I'd read and seen already, I was quite excited about this title. And then I read it, and I just thought, well, what? I'm not saying it's a bad comic at all. It's very interesting, it's got a nice, interesting concept, the whole kind of online player, but you are actually in the game kind of thing rather than just stuck in front of a screen, which, you know, it's been done before, but I just thought, where was everyone finding this so exciting for? The artwork is nice. It is, I mean, you look at it and it is very nice to look at. It's got some gorgeous that last big splash page that everyone likes to hold up and go, wow, look at that. You know, and you just think, well, I've actually seen this a lot before. And when I was trying to think, it reminded me so much, especially like the fantasy element of it all, And then I remembered there was a title by Image, funnily enough, way back, the very late 90s, early 2000s, and it was called Warlands, which was a kind of Dungeons and Dragon-esque, you know, elves, dwarves and all that kind of stuff. That was a fantastic, fantastic series, but that's where I remembered it from. So really, I wasn't as excited as everyone else was. It's only a 6-issue miniseries, so I'll probably pick up the next one just to see, you know, if it goes in a different direction, if it gets a little bit more exciting and worth the hype. At the moment, I just thought it was quite average, not really that excited about it. One title I am excited about when it comes up is Zombie. John Rosen and Fraser Irving are doing such a great job with this title. They are creating this very dark, this very supernatural and ghostly kind of series, and I'm lapping this up. It is such an exciting read. It's got everything in there if you're into all the kind of mythical, supernatural type of genre. I mean, you've got gun-toting nuns in there, these mythical beasts fighting against each other, and, you know, Rosen just plots this story so tightly. You get history in there, you get present day, you get all these great action scenes that are perfectly conceptualised through the artwork by Fraser Irving. And Fraser Irving was never an artist I was particularly excited with. The kind of the painted artwork type of look that the comics got, never really was into it, but this is, I'm hooked. I hope this title is getting picked up by a lot of people and it's stirring up a lot of excitement with it, because I want this series to go on and on, because this can do good things. Really, pick it up. Another title that's gone really from strength to strength for me, and, you know, I've said in the past it was almost on the edge of being, you know, dumped, and that is Justice Society of America. And here we have issue 51, and it's Dr. Fate Fights for the Soul of Lightning. And yes, we have Dr. Fate taking a few of his JSA buddies into this other dimension where he's left Lightning's soul so she wouldn't completely die after the last storyline, and they're going back to retrieve and rescue her. And the great thing about the title was they go into this dimension and you expect it to be completely out there, completely surreal, and you do get that. And then it's juxtaposed with Jay Garrick, the Flash, dealing with his kind of initial forays into being the mayor of Monument Point. And it you know, the juxtaposition there, it looks very dull, and you know, it's just an office meeting. They're talking about the economics of the town, how they're going to build everything up. They've got unions fighting to fight against, etc. But it works so well. It really does. But what is good about both sides of the story, the rescuing of Lightning's soul and Jay Garrick as the mayor, is they are both very tightly intertwined in that it's all about, you know, believing in yourself, believing that you can do, you know, for Jay Garrick, you can do this job as the mayor. I mean, you have this superpower of, you know, you get things done. You won't faff about. And then Lightning, you know, she's got to believe that, you know, she is one of the most powerful members, though she doesn't realise it yet, of the JSA. And it's Dr. Fate that, you know, has to instill this into her. But at the end of the day, she has to believe in herself. And my goodness, does she. You have a nice little bit, two nice little bits at the ending. You know, there seems to be a blooming relationship between Dr. Fate and Lightning, which could be interesting where that's going to go. And then finally, we've been teased about it for so long. What is the secret behind Monument Point? And this is where the end of the comic goes. Jay Garrick and his kind of aide has a walk down to the depths of Monument Point, and it stops at this huge, big door that's barred, and you can see a nice glimmer of red spookiness, and I'm very excited to see what lies beyond that door. Certainly if you haven't been picking it up, or you've been worried that it's been slacking off lately, it's getting better. Pick it up. We have the Amazing Spider-Man 662. It's marginally better. I've been very critical about this title for quite a few issues now. Basically all we have is a prolonged fight between the Avengers Academy, who are being controlled by Psycho Man, against Spider-Man. And that's pretty much all that happens. The worst thing about this is it's just so heavily moralistic, and it's not even subtle about it. It just really knocks you on the head. You know, look, okay, a bad man, Norman Osborn, did all these bad things to you, but it doesn't mean you have to be bad too. Come on, fight through it. You know, you could be better people, and Spidey's going to help you do it. And I'm just like, oh. We also get another 2-issue teaser to, you know, the upcoming Spider Island, Infested. This time it spotlights on a dad rescuing his wife and his kids from a burning building, and his idea of, you know, the whole with great powers come great responsibility shtick. It's kind of twisted round a little bit and made for quite an interesting, again, you know, 2-page storyline, and it's better than the whole rest of the comic. I am expecting huge, great things for Spider Island, and if I'm disappointed about all this after that, I'm going to be so pissed. I really am. And then we get this odd little kind of Magnetic Man storyline at the end, and Spider-Man, or should I really say Peter Parker, giving this guy a choice of whether to be bad or good. It's serviceable. I don't really see the point in these backup stories. Tell you what, Marvel, do us a favour. This is, we'll use the American terminology, you know, it's $3.99. How about knocking $1 off, get rid of the backstory, and, you know, probably a lot more people will pick it up. For $3.99, not really worth it. Bring on Spider Island, that's all I can say. And we come to Green Lantern, or should I say now Green Lanterns, according to the cover now, and this is issue 66. And you know what, I bet this War of the Green Lanterns is a really good storyline. I bet it is. I don't know that though. What annoys me about this whole event is how it is, now this time it is properly tied in with two other titles. You've got the Emerald Warriors and the Green Lantern Corps. Now, Green Lantern is the only one I collect, and it's the only one I'm ever going to collect. In the past, when they've had these huge big events, Green Lantern has been its core title, and you can pick this title up and you will know what's going on, and it will maintain the storyline. And if you want to know extras, you would go to the other titles, Green Lantern Corps, the Emerald Warriors, and that's fine if that's what you want to do. But they are so intricately and poignantly, you know, connected that if you even miss another part from another issue, you've got no idea what's just happened. And like I said, I bet this is a great story, but I'm not going to pick up another 2 titles just to get the whole story like this. I don't have the cash for that. So basically what you've got in this issue, from what I can pick up, you've got Hal and Guy fighting the Guardians that now have been taken over by the emotional spectrum of the rings. So they've all got new powers of rage and hope and all the rest. But what we find out in it is that Krona doesn't actually want Guy or, you know, Hal to die. He has an idea that these two, along with, I presume, some more, are going to become the new Guardians, because they have the emotional spectrum just within themselves of being better than the original Guardians. It's a very interesting concept. I'm quite excited about it, but I'm not really going to know how it's going to pan out, given that I'm not going to read the rest of the titles. The artwork, as always, Mank, he does a great job. It's all very nice and bright and colourful and exciting and dynamic. Next on the list, it's Green Arrow number 12, and it is such a shame about this particular issue, because it's basically come out a lot later than it should have, in the sense that this issue is basically, it's Ollie's look at what happened, it's Ollie's view of what happened at the end of Brightest Day, the last issue. And what you get thrown in there as well is the whole Jason Blood and Etrigan rebonding together after being split apart finally. I'm just hoping, now that Brightest Day is all out of the way, that we'll get some more interesting, some more exciting storylines just purely based on Green Arrow. Green Arrow has now decided to leave the forest behind him. He's going back to, no pun intended, but back to his roots, which is the city he was mayor of, that he was, you know, he's been fighting against evil, badness, baddies, whatever. So hopefully that Brightest Day banner will now disappear off that. We'll just have Green Arrow doing good stuff. Krull probably has had his hands tied behind his back with the whole Brightest Day and having to link it all in. So hopefully he's been given a bit more of a free rein. And finally, we have X-Men Giant Size number 1. And all I'm going to say is Evolutionaries! How exciting. Yes, what starts off as a pretty lame kind of storyline, the Neo are coming in fighting the X-Men on the island of Utopia, and they're doing pretty well, you know, they're doing what they do best, and Wolverine's, you know, messing stuff up and not doing what he's been told as we're going along. And then out of the blue, these evolutionaries turn up, and the evolutionaries are a very interesting concept. I don't know whether they've been used or not. I've not seen them before, but they are eradicating, you know, lesser races. And it's gonna follow on into X-Men. I think it's issue 12, yes. So I'm glad I did pick this up. It was a little impulse buy, but it was serviceable enough to lead on to what's going to happen in X-Men 12. It makes me laugh that, you know, we go back to, and there's more secrets from the X-Men's past. I mean, how many more secrets have these guys left to uncover? But, you know, if you've got a few extra pounds in your pocket, in your wallet to spend, then, you know, give it a go, and especially if you're reading X-Men already. And that is it. But look out for a mini pod, because I did pick up one other one, which you'll see I'll talk about in a bit more length, and that was Vertigo's anthology Strange Adventures, which was a cracking read, and I'll let you know why in the next video. Well, that's it for me. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back next week, probably at my normal time, maybe a Thursday or a Friday. As for now, have a good week, guys. Bye.